of course, there are other models. What I do enjoy though is that I can use my own API, my own account with OpenAI, which just debits me directly into my own account with them. Um, and the only thing to consider here is that one, if I don't want to hit my credit limits within Relay, I can just delegate to my own subscription with OpenAI. And so that's why I like that because I can balance what steps happen within Relay and use my credits there versus what things do I pay for myself. Because once you hit your credit limit, of course, anything else you run stops working if it starts using credits and it hits that limit. And so I choose based off of how serious the prompts are, how much data I'm processing, how complex the task is, whether or not I want it to stay in Relay or my own. And generally, if it's expensive or complex, I pay for the credits myself. So that way Relay keeps running. And then I'm not bummed out about the fact that I have to upgrade for 1 month or, my automation stopped running for a couple of days. Yeah, no, we don't want nasty surprises and cost. That is never fun. Let me turn this back to using their, and let's use their model again. Yeah, that's how I manage it. Why is it not picking theirs? Okay, let's try that. And then if I switch this back, okay, there we go. All right. So now that we have talked through the franchise tax thing, um, did this bring up any questions of other types of things in your business? I like this one because there was an analytical component to this. It was searching the web page, reading what was there, and coming out with insights. And I get that question quite a bit. How do I get AI to do analysis, information and data analysis? Data analysis usually implies it's looking at a spreadsheet. And to some degree, even though we weren't doing computation, it is analyzing a spreadsheet of information and coming out with an analysis. And so we touched a couple things here, but I want to know after seeing um, what's possible, do you have any questions about it or other use cases that you could imagine this being applied to?
I have a question.
Almost it. Oh, go ahead.
I was just wondering how this compares with make, relay versus make. And if you have a word, if you have worked with that make as well.
Yes, I have worked with Make. I try not to use Make personally in my own business. I have clients who like it, and the people who use Make. I guess there's a scale of like complexity and power with the tools. And then I've used NAN as well, so I'll kind of give my personal ranking on it. If I want the most amount of control on cost and even being able to optimize my cost, there are two platforms I will pick, Pipedream and NAN. They give me the most amount of control with data, concurrency, how many things are running in parallel. I mean, you can really build things and Pipedream to the extreme of you can use it to just build out APIs like NAN. It's really, really powerful. Um, and for instance, I did a project a couple years ago um, for a client who we were building out some data pipelines and we're using some old systems and we had to use Make and Make kept breaking because it just wasn't flexible in handling doing the pagination of data, which is really, I'm just saying all these words, but what it means is there was lots and lots or thousands of rows that we had to analyze and we had to access it in a complex way. And it was just really convoluted and make. Also, thousands of rows is a very interesting concept when you have to pay per action. Because for every step, like I just showed you in Relay, for every step that it runs, that's one credit. And Make has very similar billing.